The Civil 20 Group Inception meeting was inaugurated today at Nagpur, Maharashtra. About 250 delegates from 29 countries are participating in the two-day C20 Inception meeting organized under India's G20 Presidency. C20 is an official engagement group of the G20. It provides a platform for civil society organizations around the world to voice people's aspirations with the world's leaders in G20. C20 also aims to protect the essence of the sector, promote social and economic development with the vision that no one should be left behind. India is holding the presidency of G20 this year. The logo of C20 depicts the flame of hope, self-motivation and selfless service. The tagline of C20 is, "You are the light." It is a call to every member of civil society to come together, make their own path, find solutions and resolve issues through collective efforts. The Civil 20 India is chaired by spiritual leader Mata Amritanandamayi Devi. The steering committee of Civil 20 India had its first meeting on the 27th of December 2022 and took steps towards a successful and inclusive summit. India has selected the theme Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, One Earth, One Family, One Future for its G20 presidency. It signals the need for unity of purpose and unity of action. The C20 is uniquely structured in a way that it engages more than 800 civil society representatives across the globe, imbibing the principles of G20. Civil society organizations are one of the most effective tools for implementing social change. They are well connected with the masses and try to bridge the gap between citizens and the government. C20 has been recognized as a G20 engagement group since 2013. They play an instrumental role in explaining complex issues to the citizens and providing expertise on various issues to the G20 members. One of the key functions civil society organizations undertake is that they help the G20 group to strike a balance between the economic interests of a country and the interests of the citizens. The C20 group works on the principles of global character, transparency, independence, collaboration, human rights, gender equality and women's empowerment, inclusiveness, continuity and predictability. Similar to the G20, the C20 Steering Committee facilitates dialogue and coordination between civil society organizations from the current, previous and following G20 and C20 host countries. The group works in the format of a troika and consists of a Sherpa whose responsibilities include facilitating fluent and effective dialogue between C20 working group chairs, mainstreaming and developing appropriate areas of work with the C20 chair and co-chair. The C20 Steering Committee ensures that the C20 has an open and diverse environment that facilitates the transmission of a broad range of civil society perspectives to the G20. Under its umbrella, the C20 has several working groups that discuss and develop policy papers that are aimed at generating specific recommendations and policy proposals. Indian society is known for its uniquely dynamic and plural character. Although the Indian approach is quintessentially society-centric at its core, it is also a deeply independent culture which allows autonomous space for society. Because of this innately autonomous way of functioning, Indian thought has flourished over the centuries. The approach relies on non-state initiatives from temples and dharamshalas to voluntary bodies to educational and welfare institutions seeking to resolve public issues through public participation. India is committed to this path because of the belief in the idea of self-reliance and sustainability, where economic growth, ecological health, personal enlightenment and social well-being go hand in hand. In India, civil society has historically remained independent of political powers and is self-supporting in every aspect. This ethos will permeate during the C20 activities and shift the dynamics between state, society, market, family and individual from conflict and contradiction to cooperation, collaboration and compassionate assistance. Indian philosophical tradition recognizes the importance and limitations of individualism and collective action. Volunteerism, which bridges the gap between these two, is the essential spirit behind civil society in India. As an ideal, volunteerism or selfless service reflects a sense of personal ownership of one's surroundings and a sense of belonging. It represents a democratic, participatory and harmonious way of working together. Volunteerism in India has always been driven by a sense of duty and indebtedness to society. This consciousness is beyond the government as each individual develops a personal responsibility for ensuring national and global well-being. The perspective reinforces the role of individual citizens rather than placing the entire burden on the government alone. The G20 in India will thus focus on a uniquely Indian experience of bringing these aspects to the fore. Civil society culture in India has been shaped by illustrious figures such as Mahatma Basaveshwara, Dayanand Saraswati, Ramakrishna Paramahans, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Mahatma Phule, Lokmanya Tilak, Mahatma Gandhi, and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. These figures have laid a foundation of self-motivated efforts to provide solutions to social problems. While considering the previous communiques and policy packs, India's G20 presidency aims to focus on issues ranging from wellness to seva or service and from cyberspace to social justice. G20 will strive towards the realization of the Indian G20 motto, "You are the light." The priority issues of G20 will focus on solving the socio-economic matters which touch the daily lives of the people, which include education, health, environment, technology, and seva or sense of service. The G20 India will conduct regular consultations with national and international civil society organizations to deliberate upon and to structure the priority agenda. Along with this, G20 India will hold regular dialogues with G20 engagement groups along with other key actors to ensure adequate representation of civil society voices and aspirations in the G20 Leaders Summit. The G20 advocacy will generate the G20 policy pack and G20 communique, which will contain the policy recommendations that will be launched at the G20 summit in July 2023.